Hello there, and welcome back to Shadow the Hedgehog Reloaded. You can just call me Stent. Let me just... Wasn't that a little bit awkward? The controller seems to be... I'm just gonna... That's already off to a good start. There we go. Just back out of that. Last time we got introduced to this whole fun little adventure here, and we ended up going on a little bit of an excursion, heading off, doing the classic neutral route, and a very disjointed semi-dark route. Here I figured we may as well go all the way and go full dark this time around. Which of course means going for an entirely new route. Shadow, what's next? You are with Sonic. Let's destroy the enemies together. I feel that there's this certain vibe this game was going for, but couldn't exactly manage to follow through with, whether it be for production value or bad localization. It just feels like there was something else that they were trying to accomplish with this game, but they never 100% managed to, so... Here's our two endings first. We got, of course, the standard one, and True Soldier of Destruction. In any case, let's just get started. I'll be skipping over, of course, the cutscenes that we've already seen. So hopefully that means as we go on, a lot of these will go by a lot quicker. Fingers crossed. I will admit, though, it's definitely been a while since I've played this last, so... I would say I'll probably be a little bit rusty, but... Then again, I was getting E ranks already, considering the benchmarks for these higher ranks is increased significantly. So we're just gonna rush our way through this. I'll admit it does have a sort of nice flow to it, with at the very least the more normal sort of standard handguns, submachine guns, etc., where you can just very easily achieve the same sort of flow that you'd expect from some of the other 3D games. It's just kind of a shame in that sense that a lot of the other firearms in that sense, you know, the swords, the bazookas and such, don't tend to really follow through all that well with regards to that. Oh, there's a red ring up there, it looks like. Not 100% certain as to how you're supposed to be going about collecting some of these, but I suppose that's part of the ultimate challenge of this revitalized red ring system. There we go. I will say Dark Shadow seems to last a lot longer than I'm used to. Let's see, you got one over there. I feel this is more just sort of me trying to go for a good rank, because otherwise I feel it would be very easy to just mess around a bit in some of these levels and just see what kind of crazy stuff I can get up to. There we go. Got 5 left. Guessing you just gotta somehow grab onto that helicopter. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do that, but I'm assuming that there is at the very least a way. Just pass you by like that, and come on, let's see if we can actually get this red ring this time. Ah yeah, there we go. I think that one beetle that flies up there actually counts towards your score, so you could potentially just grab that one if you're fast enough. Alright, let's see how bad I did. A B rank. Okay, I did at the very least end up getting one. I guess you really got to be quick with these sort of things, though, don't you? Obviously not intending to go for any A ranks in particular, just wanted to just try and enjoy the game as best I can. Though I will admit, I did initially plan on trying to go for all 10 endings, just sort of messing about, trying to come up with some weird, disjointed mess, but... well, we'll just see how how that pans out. I may end up rescinding the whole rule of not visiting Mad Matrix for some of the various areas we end up going to. Because, really, unlike the Doom and Lost Impact, there's only really one mission in Mad Matrix, which is just straight up bad. No real clue as to how it improves in this particular mod. I haven't really obviously gone to it yet, as you've probably seen from the stage select. So I'm hoping there's at least some improvements to that. Also, I almost forgot the incredibly dangerous new antivirus enemies, which I still feel kind of hilarious given how much of a non-threat they were. Look at this, they're just super duper aggressive now. I think it's more sort of a case of, when I first played this, I just wasn't really used to it. So we'll see just how, I deal with them knowing what I do now. You made me lose. Do you mind? There we go. I also noticed this one weird thing where your jump ends up acting rather weirdly when you're on slopes. Generally just one of those things in this game that feels really, really off, especially compared to the adventure games of all. Oh yeah, we can also try out some of the other... let's try out the suck gun. It's basically just the vacuum gun from Central City, except I think this comes with more ammo, or it's more just sort of a more readily available option. Okay, so you can't suck those. Alright, I think I remember I think I remember how this works now. You have a select amount of stuff that you can suck up before you can't suck up anymore. I think it explodes. I kinda wanna check, though. I'm not 100% certain as to whether or not it'll be good going up against all these hostile programs. As you can probably still tell, still coming off a little bit of a cold. Basically just coming off the tail end of it at this point. Hello. Okay, so you can just jump into them when they break. Good to know. Oh yeah, these guys. There was one little detail about them that I always thought was weird when I was a kid, and that their worm shooting sound effect is basically from the disc. It's basically just the disc sound effect from Tron, the original. I will admit it's definitely weird thinking back to Tron, because, you know, when I was growing up watching it for the first time, seeing this effectively digital, what most people would consider an isekai nowadays. You know, I thought it was really cool with the effects and all, especially, but apparently I grew up learning that not many people really thought much of Tron, which... It's just one of those weird things, really, when you think about it. Just the whole prospect, which you grew up with something, you think it's the coolest thing ever, and then it's... Once you actually get out into the big wide world, you find it's considered mediocre at best. I guess you could call it the Sonic fan experience in a way. That finding your favorite game is generally considered mediocre, like something like Adventure 2 in some circles, Heroes especially. Still like that they have that cage there, it just feels like one of those nice little touches. Needless to say though, this is, I feel, going a fair bit smoother than last time. Mostly because I haven't been taken off guard. I was thinking though, and speaking of games which I've played before and gotten caught off guard by, I do kind of want to play Frontiers again at some point on stream. Oh yeah, managed to get that one. Though mostly just the vanilla game with the various additions from Update 2. I still not exactly feeling the best about Final Horizon. I get why people like it, and there's definitely stuff in it to like about it. It's just, all in all, I didn't really think it was a particularly good experience, especially compared to what you got in vanilla. It's like if they altered the final boss slightly, like made it more like Perfect Dark Gaia, I could definitely see it being improved considerably. I just realized, I'm not sure whether or not this was a thing in the original, but I've just noticed that unlike in, say, Heroes or Adventure 2, when you take damage, you don't get that sort of grace period where you can go into a jump after you get hit. There's sort of a grace period where you can save yourself. That's not in this game, so you can definitely see that being a point to frustration. Just the thought that you can very easily just fall down and either fall down to your death or just struggle to get back up again. It's like, I'm pretty certain even Frontiers had that grace period. Whether intentionally or not. Jeez, 7 minutes for that. I kind of forgot how long some of these levels went on for. It's definitely going to be interesting once we hit Cosmic Fall. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. I wonder how they have actually improved that, because I remember in the base game there was just mostly just a lot of waiting around for platforms to get into position for you. Generally not the sort of level design that you really want from, you know, high-speed, momentum-based physics platformer, which, at the very least, the classic games were. Generally, there wasn't really much with regards to that whole waiting around for platforms to show up. And what the... Okay, so apparently there's shrimping in this. I completely forgot about that. Just... So your momentum does sort of transfer over in little ways. That's fun to know. Yeah, I'm not sure you can also hear that, but unfortunately, as I've started to recover from my little cold, the rest of the family has been bushwhacked with it, so... I'm certainly hoping at the very least for that swift recovery. I will admit, I definitely find it quite weird in hindsight that, you know, your ultimate goal on the road to complete genocide run, basically, is weirdly enough helping Eggman against the Black Arms. Hey, these have definitely been sped up. I don't know if there's really much to say about these particular levels at this point, considering we've basically gone through this whole mission already. Oh yeah, I could just turn this into a little bit of a shoot 'em up. Let's see how well we do here. No, we definitely want Eggman with us. Good old Mike Pollock. I will admit he, in terms of his Eggman performance, at the very least, the whole Ask Twitter segments and his role in Frontiers, I can't help but feel that, especially with the mid-2000s, that Eggman was more, delving more into his clownish persona as opposed to him being an actual villain. I know we're not going for semi-hero this time around, we're just going for pure dark and then possibly messing around with some of the other routes in order to get the other ending for pure dark. Because I figured that's a fairly decent route to go. Oh. Alright, fine. I didn't want to do that, but I will admit these things seem a lot more of a nuisance compared to vanilla. There we go. Also a little annoying that the fact that the spin dash and the swap weapons button are on the same button. So basically if you try to go for swapping weapons, you end up spin dashing instead. I'm not entirely certain whether or not this was intentional or not, but this is certainly funny nonetheless. Just... Okay, that's improved my mood a little bit, just... I will admit, though, that this definitely does remind me of this one particular texture mod, which a friend of mine was doing, a friend who's very big into texturing games, and he did a massive overhaul of this game. And I remember specifically for this room, he ended up putting in the same carpet texture from that funny hotel from Ready Player One. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but that's basically what I'm going to be referring it to it as. It's, you know, it's like Goku from Fortnite, or Spider-Man from Fortnite, or Naruto from Fortnite. It's that weird hotel that Jack Nicholson was in from Ready Player One. I will definitely admit, though, I know I'm probably going to get a bit of flack for this, but I personally can't really stand the whole IP amalgamation made popular with Ready Player One and Fortnite especially. I know I'm fairly certain it's slightly less of an issue with Fortnite, and more so speaking with regards to Ready Player One. But just the fact that it feels like how do I articulate this? It feels like you're just sort of putting all these IPs in a blender to try and disguise the fact that the writing your own writing itself isn't exactly the best. It's like, oh, our story, game, etc. is mediocre at best, but it's got all these recognizable things everyone remembers from the 80s and 90s, so everyone's gonna come in and get it. I will admit that and all the stupid dances made popular by Fortnite have made me sort of bitter to the whole thing. I'm sure that there's actual merits to it at the very least.
I'm one step closer to getting the truth from the
Let's have a look.
I will not let him interfere with my plans.
I suppose on an unrelated note, I know we're sort of skipping ahead with this one, but at least in terms of this route we're going in particular, but I really can't help but notice that the Black Arms themselves aren't exactly portrayed as that big of a threat, or more specifically, the scale of the conflict isn't exactly portrayed all that well, because it's like in the hero route, the Black Arms are considered this fairly small invasive force that gun end up easily chasing out to space. But in the dark route, they end up basically taking over the last gun stronghold in the world, which sort of takes into question how much influence the Black Arms have had on the entire world, because
sorry, Doctor, but that Chaos Emerald is mine.
in the one cutscene that plays in every single variant of the story you go through, it's like you see the Black Arms in 5 major cities being pushed back through, I think, all of them. I'll probably have to look at that particular cutscene again once we get back around to it. But generally it feels the invasion force of the Black Arms is weirdly small, and it feels as though the stuff you actually do in the game doesn't really warrant the whole haha, we've conquered the world sort of ordeal. We're just invading one big city. It's like, sure, we're invading New York, but then again there's also basically every other city in the world. It's like these guys have just gone out of their way to destroy the equivalent of America, but there's still the rest of the world, so it's kind of weird in that sense. It kind of sucks that I have to destroy these guys in order to blow up the bombs. Here we go, there's some guys that we can destroy. I'll take your assault rifle, thank you very much. Seems weird though that the robots got along with the assault rifles. Then again, from what I could tell, the guns in this game are quite hilariously disproportionately sized. I mean, yeah, we have these Annihilator bombs, which will go dry if you don't get involved, but then again, we do also have these very small bombs, which will just do the job just fine. Oh yeah, and we also have the helicopter here. I'm not sure if I already mentioned this, but that really reminds me of, like, fighting the helicopter in Devil May Cry 2. Actually, let's see what's behind here real quick. This is probably a waste, but... Ah! Red ring. Fairly certain this is the way we should be going. Not sure what happened with the textures there. Also forgot how ludicrously fast this thing is. Like, wow. I think we're supposed to be going this way? Yep, this is where the next bomb is, so I guess we'll just hop off. Fairly certain you could also get air sources in the vanilla game, but I haven't seen one quite yet. I'd say we're making decently good time at the very least. Hey, John. I'm just blitzing my way through this. I want the heavy machine gun, actually. Can I... There we go. I'll just leave you all to it as I move on to the final bomb. It feels weird that you can't jump dash after letting go of one of those. Ah, yeah. Not entirely certain as to whether or not I needed to destroy the helicopter for this, but I don't care. Let's destroy this last bomb, and the city seems to be fine.
At last, revenge.
Yes. Completely unwarranted revenge just because this guy told you that the humans did you wrong in the past. You really gotta hustle through these, don't you? In any case, we've now made it to a new level, technically speaking. Arguably the most forgettable level from when I last played, mostly because I ended up reaching it the least. Look at the earth down there. I know a lot of people call it the blue marble, but it literally is just a blue marble. Like, you can't even see any land masses there, it's just a big bunch of blue.
It's time to make all final preparations for our ritual.
Like, I know that in Adventure 2 the Earth was just a JPEG, but that ultimately ended up looking better.
To pierce stars. The eclipse can.
Piercing the stars.
That's right. The seven chaos ends.
So I'm guessing that Black Doom knew nothing about Gerald's failsafe for using it.
Will all be for nothing.
Prosperity ritual. Tomorrow?
Now, go. What fools. Humans create
That one,
protect themselves from
you can definitely tell this was meant for 4x3, that alien just appeared out of nowhere.
mankind.
I suppose since we're here on the Ark, I may as well get a couple of questions out of my system which have recently cropped up with regards to this. The first thing is, he mentions that he's going to use the Eclipse Cannon to destroy all mankind, which, you know, fair enough, seems like a decent route to go. Also, I'm fairly certain that areas of this are basically just final rush. Like here, you got the rails you go through as well. Yeah, apparently his plan is to use 5 Chaos Emeralds to just destroy a major city coming up. Surely his best route would be to just get all 7 emeralds and enact Gerald's failsafe to just drop the Ark onto the planet again. I mean, I get that he doesn't want to destroy all the humans due to plot reasons, which will become more apparent as we go on, but That's another thing. It generally feels like Black Doom's motivations are kind of disjointed and end up conflicting, depending on what story route you go through. Oh, and I completely forgot. That's how much I completely forgot about this level. I thought that the artificial chaos only appeared in Lost Impact, but no, they're actually here. They appear in a level which isn't just, an absolute nightmare. Instead, we're just completely flying through, fighting all these cannons, which... kind of weird that we didn't find any of those here in Adventure 2. Oh, there's one. Can we... I'm gonna jump off because we seem to be going weirdly quick. Can't help but feel that we might have missed one, actually. Feels like it's very easy to just rack up dark score for this mission, mostly because there's no good guys. I guess there were a couple of black arms that we could potentially fight. Like also this area real quick in particular, like the geometry here. Fairly certain this is also from Final Rush. Like not even counting the... Okay, so we got all these backwards dash rings in order to help you not end up passing it. That's a nice little touch. Fairly certain that's unique to Reloaded as well. Ah, yeah. Like I said, I made a promise that I would be skipping over all the flashback missions, so no Doom or Lost Impact here. Okay, so we didn't end up missing all of them. I must say though, this is a pretty cool looking area. Not 100% certain if we ever visited in Adventure 2, but it looks like, especially with the textures, that we might have.
The Eclipse Cannon is nearby. Say your prayers, you disgusting humans.
Alright. 3 whole minutes of just non-stop flying and shooting. That mission... Yeah, that was certainly a mission. It's kind of weird. It's... I can definitely see it's one of the most forgettable ones, but at the same time, it's generally alright to play through. Oh yeah, we also get Captain Falcon here.
Arc to headquarters! Arc to headquarters! Come in! Come in! Shadows penetrated the Ark!
What exactly are humans doing being placed on the Ark at this point? As far as I'm aware, the Ark was basically abandoned after Adventure 2. The base... Sonic and friends just left.
I'm engaging the Hedgehog.
Shadow, let your lust
There we go.
give you the power you...
Such a lust for revenge. Ooh!
Do not let him...
I've been waiting all this... I've been waiting all this time, waiting for this game in order to do that. Just... The lust for revenge line, just... I know you probably haven't played Metal Gear Solid 5, but that line in particular I always just found so hilarious. Just the delivery. Also forget that we can't bounce on these things. So without just spamming homing attack. And we lost the RPG. Great. Can I get... I keep forgetting that you lose only a set amount of rings as well. It's just... You can tell it's been a long time since I played this. There's so many mechanics to this game unique to it which have been lost to time for me. Alright, let's grab ourselves some RPGs. Okay, it's just the 4 shots. Kind of found it weird there was so many different, like, tiers of the RPGs as well. Show me your moves. Show me your moves. The range on that is terrible. Also, I'm fairly certain this is like the most 4Kids voice actor I've ever heard. I'm gonna go back and find some more rockets, actually. You have any more rockets? Yes. Yes, we do.
Energy charge complete. HQ, do you read? HQ.
So if we're talking with regards to endings, just the set amount of, you know, you go to, how to elaborate this?
Piercing eclipse cannon. There's no escape.
There's 10 basically different endings you can end up in, but with the routes you can go, there's like over 300. I know, I've heard that there were some people who devoted themselves to trying to get all 380 plus endings and ended up losing their minds because of it. It's one of those 100% things I really wouldn't recommend you doing.
We are the Black Arms. We are here to take rule of this.
You and what army? You base.
Any attempts to resist.
Oh yeah, this is also something which I was thinking about as well. We got all these tank models here, yet we never drive any tanks. I feel that there was possibly planned some sort of tank sequence at some point, but ended up getting scrapped.
Damn you.
For a game like this, I would have loved to have seen it. Yeah, basically 10 endings, 381 routes.
You're crazy. We will not.
Now, we will begin to exterminate all of the world's leaders who resist.
What?
Okay, I'm starting to remember now. Basically going around saying we're gonna kill all the world leaders, which...
It is time to embrace.
Did they even have the manpower to do that? It's like... As we're gonna see, they are gonna attack Gun's stronghold in force. Also, hey reference. Hey reference, remember Independence Day. Also... I know a lot of people are gonna say, try to claim what happened with Perfect Chaos, where everyone managed to get evacuated. No one got evacuated from that. And yeah, the president's just fine.
Sir, are you all right? Never mind me. What about the people of Central City?
Oh, here we go.
No need to worry, sir. Orders were issued yesterday, and everyone has been evacuated to the safe zone.
Not a chance! I'm telling you, there was at least one casualty from that Eclipse Cannon blast.
Now what's going on?
Commander, the invaders estimated over 1,000 black aliens.
Only
inbound.
1,000?
They've penetrated our outer perimeter.
What?
According to reports,
I ended up dealing with that just on Helldivers.
Shadow? I don't believe it. So he's finally decided to show himself. Attention all command units. Mobilize all mech battle sections. Prepare all weapons to strike incoming vessels. Mobilize Diablon.
Oh, we're finally getting a little bit of context for Diablon, just this weird red robot that showed up last part.
No other option. We must protect the president and the Chaos Emeralds at all costs.
I mean, surely you might want to consider evacuating him.
Damn you. It's been 50 years. Justice will finally...
Or, you know, you could just
be served.
update your audio equipment. Why did this game fail? I wouldn't say specifically it failed in terms of its pure sales-wise. It's more just sort of the concepts, the nature of how the story plays out, and a lot of the mission design, which a lot of people end up finding dragging down. The smarter playing in particular aims to sort of help with a fair bit of that, from what I can tell.
So, this is Gunn's last remaining stronghold.
Yeah, apparently we made quick work of them. Oh yeah, we also got the armored car from the previous part. Let's see how... Oh yeah, now we're moving. Now we're moving. I mean, I can't exactly blame the critics in this case, because I remember the trailer for when this game was announced, from when Sonic was inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame, like, showed all this footage of, like, the older Sonic games, then just riddling the screen with bullets, and Shadow shows up with a gun. A lot of people thought it was a parody, which is like how late 2000 platforms were getting considerably edgier, but nope, it turns out it was real, and has sort of become the poster child of this sort of late 2000s Linkin Park edgy phase of gaming. I just realized I didn't need to get out the car at all. Let's just get back in, actually. Let's roll. To drive a whole 5 feet. Oh yeah, this area also reminds me of the multiplayer of this game, which feels more than anything just sort of like an obligation with how it ends up being portrayed. It's like you got 6 different shadows you can pick from. You got red one and yellow one, which are normal. You got blue and pink, which have machine guns. And then you have orange and green, which have the rockets, which you would never pick for any reason. Can I get... There we go. I'll show you the heavy machine gun is good, just you wait. Yeah, that's the thing as well. It's super weird going back and realizing that, oh, the whole edgy 2000 stuff is actually kind of cool now. Like, I know we got sort of nostalgic trends, like everyone was on the 80s binge for a long while, we're starting to get to that 90s binge. Which, I can't help but wonder what exactly a 2010s nostalgia binge is going to look like, because I will admit there seemed to be a fair bit of iconographic cannibalism in the 2010s. Just not all that much stuff which was really culturally standout-ish, if that makes any sense. More just sort of, oh, hey, deconstruction just for the sake of it, because apparently that's in vogue. I will admit I'm kind of dreading the time where that sort of deconstructivism is going to become nostalgic and chic again, because, let's face it, it's, I'm just going to say it, it's kind of cringe. Well, that's certainly one way of looking at it. Again, going back to the multiplayer, though. I will admit, really, to me, even as a kid playing it, really felt bare bones to me, especially compared to the multiplayer of Heroes and Adventure 2, which has had a whole bunch of different sort of game modes and characters you could play. Here it's just boiled down to just a select few. like 6 variations of 3 different types of character. And 3 stages to play on, which I'm fairly certain one of them was here actually. You got this, you got an area which I think was either also from here or from Egg Fleet, and then Lava Shelter. Which I guess is fair. Oh, there's a red ring in there. Oh. That's interesting to know. Anyways, we're going through here. Get out of here, Rouge. Now is not your time. I always found it kind of odd, just the fact that even after all this time in terms of content, Adventure 2 sort of has the most complete content suite, if that makes any sense. Also, I like the detail that these things are actually facing the wrong way. I know it's sort of inconvenient for gameplay, but lore-wise it makes more sense. Also, it really feels like this area was really made for the GAT. Look at this. We just go through, just blazing through. I'm glad there's no, like, penalties for, like, shot accuracy in this game. You just go... have fun just blazing through the entire thing. Also, I'm fairly certain... slide through here. I'm fairly certain there was, like, a whole route here. We could actually just go through this little car trip. Oh, okay, so you actually have to be really fast for that. Okay. I remember that being particularly a lot slower. Also, I'm definitely getting an E rank now, hooray. I feel the tracking on those is also a lot faster. Let me show you the true power of the jump ball. It's kind of weird that this thing actually has more health and is able to take more damage than like the Bigfoots from Adventure 2. Those things were a boss. I suppose it is kind of nice that we actually get the Bigfoot mechs in here from Adventure 2. It's one of those things that actually feels like a continuation, as opposed to everything else in this game, which feels sort of like a betrayal in various ways. I meant to swap weapons. I think I could easily just rush over to this and take them out, actually. Hold on. See, that's a lot quicker. There we go. Now we're in business. And I run out just as... fantastic. Kind of a shame you can't actually aim at the thing with these. I suppose we'll just have to take the heavy machine gun again. Please swap weapons this time. You saw it, didn't you? Got stuck on a wall. It's weird as well, because I remember this level being a fair bit more fun back in the vanilla version. Here it's a lot, let's just say tougher. Maybe that's just the inherent flaws of the game coming through, like the whole controller mapping issue. I think I'd be better off just hitting up the other turret, actually. There we go, got more ammo. And we just easily build up. I suppose this is kind of cool as a mechanic. It actually just lets you build up your dark gauge in order to blaze through it. Feels like a little bit of game design that was actually intentional. Another shame there isn't any other stuff to play with here. Okay, so that's how you do it. You gotta spin dash first. Nice. I will admit these little pulleys here, even though they show up in a couple of levels, I remember in this particular part, definitely thought seemed quite cool, even if it's basically just the equivalent of the whole spiral grind rail from Lava Shelter. Feels like those two levels in particular end up taking a lot of cues from one another. Satisfying gunplay? Yeah, but only really for select guns, like mostly the firearms. RPGs for less than a 10 lock-on missiles. Everything else is just something that you'd be better off avoiding, generally speaking. Alright, last one's through here. I know that for certain. What happened to my heavy machine gun? Did I just blaze through it? Oh yeah, we actually get to see the humans here with actual, just big assault rifles. Assault rifles which are almost as big as they are. And I will admit, the enemy placements here seem a fair bit tougher than what I'm used to. Maybe it's just the lack of cover and the fact that we have infinitely spawning enemies. I can easily just retain my dark gauge like this. Look at it go. 15,000. Okay, I feel a little bit better.
At last, the human resistance has been crushed.
Yep. But look at that though. 0 hero score. Isn't that just amazing? Anyways, let's go and slap Sonic some more.
Get out of my way.
What's weird is this feels really familiar to the semi-dark ending, with just how the scene plays out. Did you see Shadow's Island? Okay, I thought that Shadow's Island had a weird texture there.
They're going to pay with their lives for what they've done. You? Sonic, if you try to stop me.
Yeah, this is basically just the same as the semi-dark ending, which sort of makes me wonder if that ending in particular was just sort of the last one they conjured up when they sort of ran out of stuff to do for endings. They just said, oh, we'll just do dark ending again, except not as good, so it's not as satisfying. Also, I noticed that you get jumped and bounce a lot higher from Sonic doing this. And he does a little... he actually avoids your gunshots. It's kind of cool. Part of me just kind of wants to hold on to the gun at this point, just until I build up dark gauge. As the submachine gun is our highest damaging option. There we go. Feels like the damage you do to this guy is just weirdly low. I'm mostly just waiting for his shield to go down. Come on, say it. You didn't say it. You said the thing. Alright. Do it. Do it. You keep. There we go. Sonic also feels weirdly passive in this fight as well. He's not. Sonic very rarely does damage in this fight, from what I can see. You just use him as a foothold. You sick of him saying this line yet? Don't worry, you only have to fight him one more time after this. Oh boy. Like, hey, you gotta prevent the energy from charging up, but there's no real way to actually prevent it from charging up. At least from my experience, you just gotta wail on him until you eventually get Dark Age, and then you can just melt him with the gun. I gotta say though, I definitely kind of hope that we do get Sean Shennell back for Black Doom in Shadow Generations, because I feel just like with Mike Pollock as Eggman, there's just certain roles which are just too iconic. Also, did you see his funny little bobblehead head? Come on, do it again. Say the thing. So silly. Okay, I feel better now. The thrusters on his back I always thought made a weird face.
Mere humans cannot stop me.
Yay, rank. Still have no idea how he's supposed to do that properly, though. Even if there even is a proper way. Time for me to ascend.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds. Shadow.
You think the gun commander is still alive in there? I mean, I know we never actually see death in this game, which, you know, for a more mature entry in this supposedly kiddie series is kind of a bit of a no-no. Except for him saying the damn word. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound like Almost Dead. Alright, they also ended up swapping out Almost Dead for Who I Am, which was, weirdly enough, I think the original theme for Shadow the Hedgehog before they obviously got Crush 40 in with I Am All of Me. To the point where I'm fairly certain if you match up this song with the sort of unedited intro with all the different FMV segments, it actually matches up pretty well. Yeah, they did have the Lost track, which I definitely do prefer, even though it's not exactly the most fitting for Pure Dark. Because in terms of actual, like, different, various different theme songs in this game, I'm fairly certain absolutely no one's favorite is Almost Dead. This feels like the track that was put here just to be the most edgy for edgy's sake. Anyways, I think we've already gone through this. You want me to skip through the cutscenes, but the credits, by the way, since we've already seen them in the first part? Yeah, I suppose we can let this play out. Copyright be damned. It definitely feels like one of those unlost tracks which you often find accredited to OCs as well. Like, you find those people which say, oh, my OC's theme is this particular theme, even though it's, may not exactly be the most fitting for, pastel-colored, white shadow with blue highlights. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna say though, in hindsight, I know I mentioned it before, but it really feels weird that they never got Blur Studios back to do any more cutscenes. Like, no throwing shade over to Marza, but like I said before, the cutscene from this game in 06 and the FMV ones from Riders, I'd still say hold up to this day, just still hold up to this day, mostly just with regards to the detail and the art style. Just I feel if we got more games that just look like this, that would just be sort of the pinnacle, really. Like, imagine if we got an entire game which actually just looked like this, instead of it just being FMV. I know it will probably cause most consoles to explode, but just saying, I'd definitely love to see it. Unlock the samurai blade. Now it's time to get a little motivated. Oh, and apparently we already unlocked the last story. Obviously, we're not going to be going through it today. I have another plan for this, which means going back to Gun Fortress. At the very least, we get to play around a little bit more with the the samurai blade. I'm fairly certain we don't want to go through Digital Dimension this time around, so I'm thinking... Actually, I feel I kind of want to leave it up to you. Would you rather me do heroic or normal?
There should be a Chaos Emerald somewhere in this city.
I kind of feel compelled to try to make this a coin flip, actually. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a coin. Sorry about that. I ended up just walking into my microphone cable like an ox and just knocking it over and just disconnecting it. So hopefully it's reconnected. Let me know if it isn't, or if there's any audio issues. Anyways, I got a D20. That ought to do the trick. So odds is normal, evens is heroic. That's an 11. Hey swaps, we were just moving on to basically deciding which mission we were going to go through next. Okay, good, so hopefully that didn't cause any major shocks, just me walking into my mic like an ox. Get out of here, Sonic. We're not doing your missions yet. I kind of feel that for the next mission we do, we'll likely end up just, yeah, next stream will likely just end up tying up loose ends, doing both the dark and semi-dark missions we missed off, and then just go on to the hero missions from there. It feels kind of weird doing pure hero last. I may have some more thoughts about that as we go on, but generally speaking I feel actually we may end up just doing hero at some point, just to vary things up, because we've been doing a lot of dark recently. And I want to be a hero at some point. Okay. Okay. You know what, since we're here, we may as well just mess around with the cards some more. Still so weird that this is just included as a thing. Like, in the normal game, this thing is just the slowest thing imaginable with terrible steering, and here, well, the steering's still terrible. It actually goes at a pretty decent speed. So you can actually, there's actually like a reason to use it properly, as opposed to simply using it once, then just never again. Well, that was pretty fun.
Found it. The second Chaos Emerald. Once I find all of the emeralds, then I'll find the tree.
This may admittedly be where yep, there's multiple cars you can drive in this game. You got various different cars, like a roadster, a jeep, a bike, like in the intro. You just skip all this, we've already seen it. Still definitely feel that we should have had a tank mission. It's like, we had the tank cannon. It only makes sense that we'd have a mission where we get to actually drive a tank, though given this game, I'm not entirely certain as to how exactly the controls would go. Oh, hey, Jonesy. We're just working our way through this next mission. I think for this one, considering it's a dark mission, we're gonna go dark this time. Alright. Let's see how we do. I will admit I just got reminded of this weird flashback I had back when I was in high school, basically. Boarding school. I was watching this, I think it was this compilation of, this rally compilation. I can't exactly remember the context of it. All I remember is that it used Glyphic, the soundtrack you hear for the Glyphic Canyon, as the backing track for that particular little compilation. And it was the weirdest thing for me to hear it when it's back when I heard it, because it made me sort of wonder whether or not the music of this was actually sort of public domain, like the whole controversy with Sonic and the Black Knight with the Cauldron. sort of thing. Yeah, if you don't know, the theme for the Cauldron in Sonic and the Black Knight was apparently from another game entirely. And the composer just got away with it for like a decade. I don't remember all the details for it off the top of my head, I just remember it was kind of just funny in that sort of way. I don't know, there were humans who I just saw who apparently were just fine being in close proximity to this tornado. Also, what exactly is going on over here? I kind of want to find out actually. What is going on here? What is this? I don't think I can just jump into that, but yeah, let's just get back to the plot. Fantastic. It's like I tried to play it safe and I end up getting punished anyway. Such is the way of me. But yeah, I'm not entirely certain if that's new for this game, but what is going on? There we go. I think I'm just going to make an effort to just move on this as soon as possible. We've already been going at this for a little bit. We also just oh wait, oh, you can actually slide under there. Oh, too bad I'm not doing the hero mission. Yeah, there's actually just like a whole Vault Worm shoot 'em up section there if you get all 5 keys in the original game. I can't believe I actually made that. Wow. I will admit, going through this level again, I can't help but be reminded of the one cyberspace level. That one which you had to get to the goal within 30 seconds. Okay, so you have to get to that using the Vault Worm, I think. Hey Knuckles, bye Knuckles. Why exactly do you word it like that? It's one of those things really where you stop and think about it and you're left to wonder whether or not the translations for this game, the localization was actually good or not. Oh yeah, that's another thing which has come up to mind, which I'm fairly certain I already brought up. The Black Arms set up this temple 2,000 years ago. And it's said in lore that the Black Arms basically stop by every 50 years. So they've been coming here for over 2,000 years in 50-year intervals. Why are they only trying to get the Chaos Emeralds now when they had like 2,000 years to do it? Their own, if one character was to get their own dedicated game, that's an interesting one. I could definitely see Silver as just a means of trying to untangle his spaghetti lore, but for a game that I'd actually want to see, possibly Tails? Okay, so apparently we've gone from the wastelands into this computer here. This is sort of the perfect example of the story starting to get disjointed. Anyways, we're back here. I think for this, we're not gonna go... You know, we're just gonna go for the hero mission here. I want to save the Benui at least once. Hello, Amy. I can't have a feel who will probably, in all likelihood, end up coming back to this particular level a lot in our time playing this game. Like, I could potentially foresee us coming back at least one more time. That's, mostly just for a particular end route which I want to get. Also, yeah, the reworked melee here, needless to say, definitely quite finicky. Get out of here, Eggman. We've already helped you out. Right now, I'm helping the token girl character before she became the token girl character. I suppose I could also potentially see an Amy game, though I suppose that's a little bit of a loaded one, I suppose, since especially with later games, she's basically just been considered female Sonic, and I feel an Amy game would definitely help to sort of mitigate that. Also, hello, Big Spider. There he is, we found the Benui. We found the best character, we found Benui. Will do. Got nothing out of that. Anyways, let's play a little bit with a samurai sword. It literally just shoots out. Oh, what's it doing? Rapid fire? Rude. I gotta admit, this is definitely quite funny. Also, I think this is still the only melee weapon which actually serves as a projectile, meaning it's automatically the best one. I was admittedly looking forward to playing with this particular projectile a fair bit, just to see how the melee changes look. And look at this! It's like the infinite sword glitch in Ocarina of Time. Amy, these things have literally tried to kill you in the past. Why do you feel bad for them? That's jeez, this is satisfying. Also, oh look, Amy's getting her bloodlust back up. It's like, it's fine if we just slaughter these aliens en masse, but as soon as we touch one of the Eggman's robots, we gotta keep a low profile. Generally, I feel an Amy game would be good at the very least for trying to figure out what exactly Amy's character is, because I know a lot of people have made comments on the fact that Amy's identity as a character has sort of been diluted over the time being, just to try and conform her to this particular mold as a girl character, which she didn't fit before, and in all realism probably shouldn't. Like, there's nothing really wrong about Amy having a particular crush on Sonic, having her whole motivations based on Sonic, because you have some people who do crazy things for love, and Amy's sort of the exemplification of that. As for how an AB game would probably play, considering a lot of her moveset and stuff like various mods for Adventure and Adventure 2, Project 06, you can definitely see her being a more vertical-based platformer. With some light combat with various different flavors of Squeaky Mallet. Look at all these cute little things. Anyways, I think we're supposed to be going... Nope, it's this way. I'm starting to remember. Also, I'm not sure if it was just me, but I always found the Chow sounds from the 4Kids era, from this game particularly, and Sonic X, to be quite irritating. And it's also kind of hilarious to me with the more recent marketing, like especially with stuff like Chow in Space. They just went back to the Chow sound effects from Adventure 2. It's like, we've already found perfection. We cannot improve on this anymore. I'm gonna play Sky Troops next.
Another Chaos Emerald.
Alright, let's get this over with, Eggman. I can't wait for the time where we actually get to show us the more the merrier. That's gonna be fun. Just hearing you spam that particular voice line. In all likelihood, we're only going to be fighting that boss fight once in our adventure, because we're going to only be fighting, going through Mad Matrix only once, and that's just the normal route. I have some of these routes planned. I can assure you of that. Beep, 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 beep. I also find it super weird that Amy continuously harasses you for destroying the robots, even though it fills your hero gauge. It's like one of those things where you really get the feeling that
Sorry, Doctor, but that Chaos Emerald
a lot of this wasn't really thought out. Also, Amy all this time seems super happy being basically contributing to Shadow's wanton conquest. Oh yeah, flying babies.
I bet no one expected this baby could fly.
There we go. I always felt that that particular line just kind of amusing coming from Shadow. Like, at what point would Shadow say baby? I'm pretty sure Shadow doesn't even know what a baby is. He was grown in a tube, and his only real companionship was an old man and a 10-year-old. Like, I'm fairly certain his first real encounter with babies is Chow, so I'm guessing that's basically what he thinks all humans are like as babies. He just sees Chow and like, oh, it's a young human. Anyways, we're gonna blow up some ships. There's gonna be a fair bit of blowing stuff up from here on out. Feels like the mortar weapons in this were only really good for these particular missions, where you just actively have to blow up a target. Get out of here, Eggman. Oh, I completely forgot about those laser grids. That's, a little bit of a surprise, let's just say. I will admit I do have a little bit of a headcanon with regards to Shadow ships. Let's just say, I know it's kind of It's not really something I like to get into, but my particular headcanon for Shadow is because he's the ultimate life form, just like something like Cell. He doesn't have any reproductive organs, mostly because he doesn't need to reproduce. You know, he's already perfect, why would he need to pass on his genes? Especially considering he's immortal, as stated in, like, the Japanese version of this game. Also, we haven't come across any more ships yet. I think we're going to come up to a summon a fair bit. Oh. Maybe you should call for your little babies to reel it back a little bit.
That is one of the foolish scientists' battleships.
The foolish scientist. You know, I can't help but wonder whether or not some of the Black Arms ever considered actually working with Eggman. You know, it's just like the same mentality as stuff like Perfect Chaos. It's just like, hey, Mr. Scientist Man, you seem to be all about conquering the world. Let's say we join forces. We'll definitely not stab you in the back like all the others have. And then of course Eggman goes along with it, because of course he does, and then they just... with the combined strength of Eggman and the Black Arms, they just completely decimate Gun and win the day. And then the Black Arms eat Eggman. He's got quite a bit of meat on him, wouldn't you say? I know it's not in my best interest to make this weird, but that's what immediately comes to mind. I mean, I could definitely see that with Amy working out, especially considering all the stuff with Murder of, sort of making it more an official thing, compared to just being, oh, Amy's the person who managed to humanize Shadow. She's a good influence on him. There we go. I was thinking there was a particular turret station here. I feel we're making fairly decent time, even though we haven't really accumulated much dark score. Also, that's terrifying, seeing a round of that comically massive just flying towards you very slowly. Oh yeah, also here we get to show off the Volt Worm. I never actually got to showcase the Volt Worm last time. It's in this level too. I mean, we already saw the Volt Worm on the Ark, so not much loss there, but you know what I mean. I get to show you the shoot 'em up section of this for getting all 5 keys. And this time, it's actually not blocked off at all, weirdly enough. Okay. Black Vault, that was the name. Look at this! Instead of just flying through in a regular Black Hawk, you get the Black Vault, and you just shoot up everything. And the reason I got this is because it makes the Dark Mission blowing up the last flagship a fair bit quicker. Watch this. You come out here. I always thought that the Eggman's flagship was weirdly green. Also, I should probably let off from that. There we go. Can we actually hit the red ring over here? Can we? We cannot. No idea how you're supposed to get to that. Alright, I suppose we'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Where's the turret? There's the turret. It's time to finally destroy Eggman.
Doctor, I have no further use for you.
So yeah, I have a fairly decent idea as to where the direction of this particular storyline is going to go. As all of a sudden, after waging this massive war on Eggman, which I will admit it's definitely one of the better levels in terms of showing off the scale of the conflict, Sky Troops is. Anyways, let's kill the presidents. Yeah, we're doing that this time. And we don't immediately get jump scared by Tails, hooray! Still wondering how exactly we're going to go about this though, because I feel I've already showcased a lot of this, what this level had to offer with the various secret vaults you could go into. Give me my... You know what, actually, forget the sword. There's a nice level of efficiency you get just from doing that. Oh, there's actually a red ring right over there. That's weird. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. There we go. Let's get some free damage on this thing. Don't you just love to see it? No idea how much damage we're actually doing to this thing, by the way. Ding 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 ding. Get used to this. Alright, we also get a fair shot at fighting it from here, don't we? Ding 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 ding. Wait, was that Gun Beetle rocking the same livery from Adventure 2? I'm fairly certain that it was. Also, I have so much ammo for this assault rifle now. Watch me. See, I can get on this thing as well as you can. Let's get the heavy machine gun. Let's get the heavy machine gun. Ah, yeah, that's gonna help. More damage. More firepower. More horsepower. What exactly is that little, portal up there, I wonder? You know what, we may as well take this, take this time to just explore a little bit. What exactly is this particular thing going to lead us to? Is it going to lead us to an alternate way out? Well, that's all of them. Let's see where this portal leads us. Right to the end. Fantastic. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Right as when my thing wore out. I think I'm just going to omit the walk for the time being and just carry on with this. I don't remember this particular level design though, I must say. Ding 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 ding. Yes. Gotcha now, Mr. President. Of nondescript name. In order to avoid any particular discourse. Still think that little inclusion of the ship was definitely a nice little touch. You're in my way, sir. Anyways, where's this escape pod? Where are you, Mr. President? Hello. Where is he? Am I just gonna have to move on? The president is normally here at this time, so I could just gun him down. Also, that's a cool JPEG over there. There it is. Did it. You know what, just hop in the thing. Did it. Come on. Blow up! I don't know, you seemed perfectly okay with me just destroying all your stuff, all your guys there. And as we're coming up to the end, I think. Oh, this particular section, never mind. We're not going that way, we're going back to this particular section. I know that in the vanilla of the game you're supposed to get an air source in order to traverse these parts, but you can just do that. It's easy. I think that should be enough ammo. Oh yeah, and we also get the walker here. This should be enough to take care of the escape pod. Here we go. Alright, Mr. President. Time to meet your maker. Kinda sucks that the fire rate in this thing is really low, so I think... Yeah, I should be faster doing this. There we go. President felled.
I had no choice. I need to know the truth.
Oh yeah, I definitely had no choice. I had no choice but to eradicate the president. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. Oh yeah, the president is fine. I spent all this time trying to destroy the president's escape pod, and it's absolutely fine, look. And as we've already seen this, it just thought it was kind of humorous. Anyways. Here we are back in Gun Fortress. We're not going to be doing any fancy-smanchy stuff this time around, we're just going to go. We're just going to go full hero mode this time around just to get the hero ending. Because why not? Why not?
So, this is Gun's last remaining stronghold.
Also have these fun little laser things to play around with. Pew pew. As you were, soldiers. Just notice the weird green fog in this particular area. Kinda gives me sort of weird sickly vibes, like there's some sort of virus going about. It's sort of like the precursor to the yellow piss filter that modern games used to have for a little bit. Yeah, the main draw here is mostly just try and garner enough hero energy to do a chaos control. I want to see if I can actually do the whole thing where you can use chaos control on a checkpoint and basically get infinite chaos control. We'll just see how we do though. He thinks we're not going to be finding any checkpoints near here though, so we're just gonna start blasting. Let's get moving. Very nice. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. You can actually ride the mech here and just bypass all these fans. Kinda weird that they just put that there right in front of when you need it, though. I think there's actually more up here, though, so we're just gonna keep moving. Never mind. Sir. I'm trying to get through to secure the Chaos Emerald for the President. I've already killed him once, now I can help him out. That's the whole thing about this game. The morality is just so non-committal. Like, I feel if you could just sum up this game in 2 words, it would just be moral relativism. Okay. I want to see if I can actually find the red ring this time. I know there was one around here somewhere.
Nobody gets away from gun.
Right in here. Oh, there's actually like geometry there. It's super weird. Yeah, we're not going up. We're going this way. We've got another walker here, but I think I'm just gonna go and blast through. My gat's already gone. That's a shame. What is this laser gate nonsense? I don't remember this in the original game. Yeah, I feel there's some certain like level quirks added to some of these levels just to make them a bit more interesting. I will admit though, playing this this level again is something that I've sort of... It may just be me going through all the various comments of various videos with regards to the soundtrack, but with regards to this one, I remember seeing an interesting comment regarding on how this sort of the more muted tone of this particular level sort of reflects Shadow's mental state, where he's basically just all but gone at this point. Also, that was definitely fair. What's worse is that I almost made it. Alright, fine. We'll do this your way. It happened again. I can't even make... Good level design. That's what that is. Actually, can I just jump down here?
Shoot him.
Alright, that was worth a shot at the very least. I wanted to try and get through this without killing anyone, but seems you've left me no choice.
This is a full-scale assault.
Yeah, Rouge is gonna be mad.
Nobody gets away from gun.
What's also weird I've noticed is that you don't really get that particular human element from Gun. Like, the most you get is just the emotionally unstable gun commander, but aside from that, everyone else is just sort of, generically hungry for violence. All sort of generically talking sinister whenever Shadow's around. What that's worth. Ah yes, the actual hero route for this particular level. Oh! So there was a car segment, okay. Forward! Thanks for ruining my vibe, fellas. Seems weird there's no black arms in this ray, though. You'd think for the hero mission you'd see more black arms around. But I guess since we're getting a little deeper in, we haven't really managed to get that far yet. Also, yeah, the whole doors closing is starting to get a little obnoxious. Also, I gotta wonder, what exactly is this blue stuff? Like, I'm assuming it's some sort of energy, but we've never really given much of an inclination as to what it actually is.
I will not allow those creatures.
Also, wow, it's actually the night sky. I never actually noticed that. I just thought this was parts of the underground base, but no, apparently it's out in the open. Next to all the subs. What is this? I'm guessing in that sense it's supposed to be some sort of ocean, but it's bioluminescent.
You disobeyed my orders.
Yes, I disobeyed them again. Hey, Gabagool, what's your deal?
Well, I told you, no one tells me what to do. I need these emeralds to uncover the truth about my past.
Well, it's certainly fortunate we went neutral route the first time around, otherwise that line would make no sense.
Let me show you. Those who commit mutiny against me
Yeah, I can definitely see that sort of mentality for
and do not
the Gun Fortress theme. Anyways, we now get to the best boss in the best of the 3 final bosses, Black Doom, and that he actually has mechanics and doesn't take an absolute age to defeat. Look at his fun little boomerang attack, isn't that fun? Also, where are the guns? I was told there were supposed to be guns. There we go. Gotta look around for them a little bit. Also, yeah, that fun meteor attack. I don't know, I'm not feeling that much pain at the moment, dude. Just did it. You look to be suffering more pain than I am at the moment. I'm just sort of sitting here chilling. Yeah, his fun little hologram attacks. It's like, especially with the music as well, it always felt like Black Doom was the best of the 3 final bosses. Like, the other 2 just go on for more than they're worth. It's like, Diablo goes on for an absolute era. And the Egg Dealer is just a very stupidly designed boss. A bit. What were you expecting? Honestly, the expectations of this man. Oh boy, the grenade launcher. The worst weapon in the game. You can't lock on with anything with it. It's a lot weaker than bazooka. And it fires in an arc. It's interesting on paper, but the way bazooka weapons work in this game, it's just... in most cases, you don't want to use it. How did I avoid that? No idea what happened there. He just sort of, hang time for a little bit. There we go. Oh, we actually get an RPG. I'll definitely take that. I buy that for $1. Yeah, I'm definitely not used to seeing this particular weapon in this particular fight. It's usually just the pistol. Boom, 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 boom. It's time to meet your doom. Okay, goodbye. I will admit, I feel that in terms of, I suppose, characterization, I feel it would have been cool if either Shadow ends up inheriting some more of Black Doom's abilities, or if Black Doom had more Shadow-like abilities, just to sort of connect the two further. Like, I know his Black Doom's attacks in this fight have been fairly generic, but I feel at the very least having that link between him and Shadow through shared techniques, I feel to add a little bit extra pathos to Shadow as a character. Just sort of linking him back further, making it seem more credible that he's linked with this alien species, which obviously has a link to him. Look at that color scheme, I mean, wow.
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form born to rule all.
Yeah, no idea how I managed to get to this answer, but
To conquer the universe. This is
yeah,
who I
conquering the
am.
universe doesn't seem so bad. Yeah, I've heard of this before. Samurai Blade, now level 2. You know, I kind of want to just go into... I pressed the wrong thing again. I meant to say I kind of want to go on to another level just to toy around with the Samurai Blade. So now I'll just do this. Wait, why am I starting off with a gun? Oh, okay. Oh. Oh. Somehow I ended up in expert mode. I think I'm gonna save that for another time. Seems weird that I only managed to get it now, but we'll exit out of that for the time being. Now we'll just go into Westopolis again and just toy around with the sword a little bit just to wrap things up. Because yeah, the admittedly the expert mode version of this this game is something that I've never managed to get into. Mostly due to the initial requirements for it, which required, you know, getting all A ranks in all the missions, which, considering the nature of some of them, like Doom and Lost Impact, definitely not something that I'd be willing to go through on my own time. I mean, obviously the requirements are a lot less strict compared to Reloaded here, but some of the missions in general, I haven't gone into any of them yet, but needless to say, they are quite painful. Ow. Alright, just don't mind me, I'm just sort of trying to make my way downtown. I'm just thinking, can I actually... I can make it up there with just a spin dash. I can make it over here with just a spin dash. Oh boy, my favorite restaurant. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I just... Give me my sword. I want to play with my sword. I think that mostly just increases the, Look how ridiculously big this thing is. Like, okay, I think it just increases the size of the projectile and how big the sword itself actually is. Like, look at this. Now I'm a little motivated. This is power. Just seeing the animation just bug out like this. Like, look at this. Just sort of skating along, just like, this is power. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely worth doing. Definitely looking forward to playing with that a little bit more. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for me for tonight. I will admit, I was sort of going into this a little bit spitbally, admittedly. Just sort of not entirely certain as to what I wanted to properly accomplish, but well, we did it. We did the thing. We did a thing that happened, so... Next time, I think we'll likely just clean... You know what? Let's go for a change of pace next time. We'll do some more hero-related storylines next time. But until then, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.